sempre tu, Santa Regina della luce in questa terra. Io ti amo, io ti amo. Io non ti vedo, ma lo so che sei sempre qui con me. Io ti amo, io ti amo.
Good morning, my friends. I hope it's a good morning for you. It's definitely a good morning for me. I'm finishing up breakfast, some orange juice. Hope you are all well. That was a listen to the love theme from a movie called La Croce e la Stella, the still unreleased film. The song was written and composed by my dad and sung by the terrific Italian tenor Giuseppe Morone. You can check it out. It's been released on iTunes, Amazon Music, and on Bandcamp. The lyrics are on the Bandcamp page. Let's see. It's Forever You, Holy Queen of Light on this earth. That's how the lyrics start. And it's a beautiful song. Check it out. I do have a birthday coming up, March 24th. This month, March 24th. And my birthday wish is to sell about a couple thousand copies of the song to help cover the hard costs of the channel and keep the live shows going. So if you would like to purchase my dad's music, just go to salvatorpate.bandcamp.com. There's a bunch of tunes there. And that particular song, Dio Guidaci Tu, God Guide Us, that one is brand new. It was actually recorded back in 2017, and we were waiting for the perfect time to release it, not knowing, of course, that a pandemic was going to hit. So we figured, well, now is as perfect a time as any. The last time I saw him, that picture you just saw, the last time I saw him was back in, summer of 2019. And, of course, since then he hasn't traveled. Of course, neither have I. So I hope maybe I'll see him at the end of this year, or maybe the beginning of next year. It's been a rough time for us and for many people, I'm sure. But hang in there. Things hopefully will get better maybe next year. All right, so a couple of updates. That was one of them. I don't have the links for all this below yet in the show notes. I'll have to post them in once we are done recording this Total OS podcast. Speaking of podcast, I've teamed up with Anchor.fm to do upload some more podcasts here and there, relatively short podcasts. This is if you enjoy using Spotify or listen to podcasts using the popular Spotify app. This is the Total OS podcast is on Spotify. And let's see, we are, of course, on Anchor.fm. Basically, what the Anchor team does, you upload a podcast and they will handle all of the distribution for you. You really don't have to do any work, and they will split any revenue, any sponsorships that you might get. Anchor was kind enough to sponsor the first uploaded Total OS podcast in Chromebooks Beat Max. If you want to take a listen to that, and I will probably eventually upload these on YouTube. One nice thing about doing podcasts is that you don't need high-speed internet to upload relatively short podcasts, as the files aren't as large, and I'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. We're also on Pcast or Pocket Casts. Hopefully the podcast will be on soon on iTunes and Google Podcasts and others. Again, Anchor.fm handles all the distribution. This live show now is not being sponsored by them or anybody. I just wanted to give you guys some updates as to what is going on with me. I know it's been a while since we've done a live show. Okay, why don't we go into some news, and then I'll give you the the next update right before we end this. I came across, and this is just some random news that you can find on the web. I don't, sometimes I'll jot down some notes in front of me, but not this morning. I'm finishing up breakfast and my orange juice. So if you hear me drinking, I apologize. No red wine in the morning. Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep. So, delicious orange juice. I should have peeled a banana too. Anyway, I came across I forget which website it was, but I think I read where because the latest GNOME or GNOME Linux is coming out number 40. I don't know how we jumped from 3 point something to 40, but anyway, I believe GNOME 40 is due out soon. I believe it's in beta, and I believe that website, the writer said that superior Linux users use GNOME. That's what it said. It says superior. Now, I'm not sure how you define superior Linux users, but if I read correctly, it reads that superior Linux users use GNOME Linux. Excuse me. I'm choking up still. And I don't know where to go with that statement. But my first thought was, oh, really? Okay, fine. If we're going to talk superior, then I think we should today officially change the name or the pronunciation of GNOME Linux. I mean, really, GNOME? Think about it. That's something like a baby would say. Let's say I go to my neighbor's house, I see his baby. Hi, baby, what should we call this Linux? GNOME. Hey, sounds good to me. Does that sound superior? No. So today we are going to officially change the name of GNOME to Genome. Why? Well, it sounds more masculine, more powerful. It's got more power. Hang on. I have a guest. Hey, Arnold. Can you come over here, Arnold? Yeah, I'm right here. Can you do a quick commercial for the new Genome desktop? Use Genome desktop for more power. Blah. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you. All right, here's a cookie. It's just a thought. So, anyway, it's out there. Search, GNOME desktop superior Linux users, and I'm sure you will find that article. Really? Yeah, really. Okay, so in other Linux news, if you haven't already, take a look at one of Brian Lunduke's Linux Sucks, or not Linux Sucks. I think he uploaded something. I've looked at some of it. Something like the end of Linux or the end of Linux is nigh or something like that. Gives about a 40-minute speech conversation on why he thinks it is the end of Linux as we know it. I haven't seen everything or heard all of it yet. I will say this, he makes some good points about what has happened or what has not happened with Linux over the course of so many years. Of course, Brian Lunduke, I used to watch him quite a bit on the Linux Action Show some years ago. Always a pleasure listening to Brian Lunduke. He seems like a very nice guy, and yeah, he's probably one of the more known and trusted voices of Linux. So if you search YouTube, and I believe he's on a platform called Odyssey. I'm not really too familiar with that. I guess it's a YouTube alternative, so you may want to check that out. And he gives his interpretation of why this might be the end of Linux as we know it. Again, I'll have to take a listen to all of it. I don't know if it's quite the end. It's a transition period, I would say, for Linux. But yeah, I'll have to take a listen to it and make sure that you do. And maybe we'll do a special report live show on that if I'm still doing live shows. But take a listen to that. Some other news, some random news. I just saw where music album sales have surpassed CD sales. I knew album sales were somewhat making a comeback. But evidently, album sales have surpassed CD sales. I I think the last time that happened was back in, I was reading 1986. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. If you want to buy a vinyl pressing of your favorite music or band, I read where it may be months till you actually receive the actual album. Of course, you can always download the MP3 file. But that's interesting. So are CDs finished? I have no idea. No idea about that. But you may want to take a read of that. But yeah, I mean, I still have albums from the 80s. Do I have anything from the 90s? I don't think so. But I have a collection stashed somewhere. I don't really play them anymore because if I want to play them, I need to buy a turntable to USB turntable. Or some kind of amplifier or a preamp. I believe they're called a preamp to hook up the turntable to my stereo, which I don't really use that much more anyway. But anyway, album sales have surpassed CD sales. Let's see. Also, as I mentioned when I started, Chromebook sales, Chrome OS, Chromebook sales surpassed MacBook sales last year. Like by millions. Wasn't really expecting that, at least not so soon, but I'm sure that the pandemic had something to do with it. And I mean, it tripled or quadrupled as opposed to the previous year. And there are many factors regarding that. More people now have been staying at home. Kids learning from home, people working from home, doing work from home, live streaming from home, watching Total OS Today from home. Maybe they needed to upgrade their computer and they're on a budget and and they don't want to spend $2,000 on a Mac or buy a Windows 10 machine that has proven to be somewhat unreliable, especially with doing updates and all that. So yeah, I have a Chromebook. I usually keep it in my garage. In fact, I was using it yesterday, pressure washing the car since we hit 50 degrees. Oh, what a heat wave. So I'm able to crank that up loud enough to hear it even though the car is outside because it has pretty good speakers, and you can get a really nice Chromebook for less than $300. And if you are all new to this, let me tell you that I don't know if there's such a thing as a perfect laptop. Stable, reliable laptop. Probably perfection does not exist. But if it did, it would be a Chromebook. They are so freaking reliable. Updates are done in the background. I've never had that thing, crash or unexpectedly reboot. It's perfect. I mean, so hence the power of Linux. So if you are new to all this and looking to get a new machine but don't want to download or install anything because you have a busy life, totally understandable. Check out Linux powered Chromebooks starting at about $200 or so. Again, when I'm done with this, I'll post some links in the show notes, Amazon affiliate links if you are interested. Okay, and let's see. One last thing I need to mention here. As I stated when I started, this month, March 24th, is my birthday. So happy birthday to me. If you guys want to sing along by yourselves, let me know. So March 24th is my birthday. The end of the month will be, let's see. Yeah, the end of this month, I believe, will be 11 years of this Total OS Today technology channel. So first of all, thank you so much. What started off really as a hobby, just something in the wind, something that I never thought I would take seriously, or something that was, I don't want to say it like a joke, but something to do during the winter months or in Ohio when it gets cold. And those of you who live in cold climates, you know exactly what I am talking about. And it has grown. It has grown to people like you, meeting and talking people around the world. Is something I would never ever have a chance to do in my lifetime or in multiple lifetimes. And it's been absolutely, I would not change it for the world. So yeah, this month marks 11 years of the channel. So the growth of the channel has been there. The friendship has been there. The private conversations has been there. The sharing of technology. Family stories, jokes, concerts. We've had special concert guests, come on over the years, and so it's been a complete joy for myself, and I don't want it to end. So that being said, the hard costs of doing the live shows and keeping this thing running continue to increase. And this year, it looks like the cost of doing the shows and the channel is going to increase quite substantially. One of the problems of living in a small town here is that you don't have a lot of choice when it comes to high-speed internet access. My choices are Comcast, and that's it in terms of high-speed internet. Now, for a TV, you have other choices. We have Comcast, AT&T TV, DirecTV, satellite, Dish Network, and the list goes on and on. And if you live on a hill with a good antenna, you can probably pick up many digital channels here in Ohio as long as you live on a hill. But in terms of doing live shows which require high-speed access and doing lots of uploading of content, low speed, what I would call low speed DSL, just is not going to cut it. Now the issue arises where, as the hard costs increase over the years, the revenue doesn't really keep up. Now, and this channel doesn't have any big corporate sponsorships or anything like that. I'm not a sellout or anything like that. That's not what I'm getting at. As the hard costs increase, the revenue has not kept up with the hard cost. And what hard costs means is just paying for the channel, not any profit, not putting money in the pocket or taking a vacation, just the hard costs. So as the hard costs increase, the revenue has not kept up. And that's something that I've talked about before. And of course, with this pandemic, it doesn't really help. So the hard costs, the internet service that keeps this machine running is going to increase substantially starting, the end of the month. So I need to make a decision. Do I keep what I have, which does work, which is Comcast? And in terms of the service, I really have nothing against them. I mean, I had to replace a couple boxes, a box upstairs, and they came. The box was bad. They came again in 48 hours in a snowstorm, and the guy changed the box, and it worked. So as far as the workers doing their job, especially now in these pandemic times, absolutely stellar. But it's not cheap. So I have several options. I can stop doing the live shows, and just upload just the podcast and end all this. And I don't want to do that because that would not be fun for anybody. I don't want to do that. I could switch to DSL. I keep getting things in the mail. You've seen the junk mail. Hey, switch to Dish Network or satellite service or DirecTV and save hundreds of dollars and all that. And that's actually pretty accurate, compared to what I have now. But if I switch to DSL, I'm not going to do live shows in 360p. Low definition. That just ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna be fun to do or pleasurable to watch. So I could still continue to upload content and do the podcast, and that's one of the reasons why I partnered with Anchor.fm to do podcasts and upload random podcasts. Because, little secret, which really isn't a secret, if you want to do strictly podcasts, you don't need expensive high-speed internet. DSL is perfectly fine because you're not uploading many gigabytes of files. You can do a 10-minute podcast recorded in MP3 format 128, and that's like less than 50 megabytes, which is nothing on DSL. If you're uploading gigabytes of shows, and that's going to take you about a year on what I call slow speed DSL. DSL works where we live. Unfortunately, it's the slow speed DSL and not the higher speed DSL. That's all. I believe it's AT&T. That's all they offer here where we live here in Dean Martin country. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Sorry, I just had to sing a happy song. It's my birthday coming. So that's where we're at. I'm open to suggestions from you guys. Those of you who have contributed to the channel over the years, thank you. It has helped. There's no question that we've gone this long with your help and with some AdSense revenue, but it just hasn't kept up with the hard costs. Again, the hard costs means basically just enough revenue to cover the cost of the channel, and that's it. And it's just not happening. So those are my options. I will make a decision after my birthday, which is March 24th. I'm not going to spoil it before. I'm not going to spoil my birthday. That's not going to happen. So I'll make a decision after that, So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hey, if I can sell a couple thousand copies of my dad's song, that would pay for the hard costs for the year. And who knows? I believe in the power of prayer, so we'll see what happens. But I will let you guys know. Again, I will not make any decision before my birthday of this month. All right. I have not ignored you guys. Let me go to the comments here. Let me take another swig of OJ, orange juice. That is sweet. All right. David Payne, good morning. CFWW, all the best to you. Farron OS says, well, they are superior since they know key bindings and whatnot, since GNOME Wayland lacks the spec deliberately that provides, title bars. Okay, if you say so. And he also says, checkmate GNOME. Yeah, I don't know if superior Linux users use GNOME, but think about it. GNOME? GNOME. That's what a baby was. Again, if we're talking superior, we should change GNOME to Genome, the more powerful superior Linux system featuring Arnold. Timo is in the house. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Rudy is in the house. Yes, Tim, it is awesome for Chromebooks. Southern Lady 76. Hello, my dear. Sam A is in the house. Wife uses hers every day. It just works and works well. Yeah, like I said, the one I use, if there's a bug in it, I haven't seen it. It's not there. 329 is mine. Oh, 329 is your birthday. Awesome. Cool. Hello, Token. How are you? Let's see here. Rudy has been using Linux when started your channel. Been following TOS for years. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, this is the 60-year-old club. Yes, Tim. Razor's in the house. Retired the PC that caused me to jump Linux yesterday. Bought a new system. Okay. Toss, you've become a great friend to me, brother. Oh, thank you, Tim. You are a friend, and thank you for all your years of service of driving the trucks, man. Where would we in these pandemic times be without truckers? I mean, seriously, where would we be? Well, without toilet paper, without food, without orange juice. I mean, yeah. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, said the lady. Thank you. Token says, is there a 65 club? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely there is. Let's see here. Let me scroll down some more comments. Token says, can you post a library here to cut the cost? It's not the hosting of the shows or the content. It's the service. It's the highway. It's the internet highway cost. It's the toll I have to pay. Toll being the cost of internet service to upload content. So it has really nothing to do with YouTube or library. And I think I mentioned Brian Lunduk uses something called Odyssey. There are plenty of hosting services out there. Vimeo is another one. Dailymotion, Twitch. It's not the actual content hosting platform. It's the cost incurred to get to you the content that I do on that internet highway. And in my case, the internet highway would be Comcast. Now, nothing against them. The service has been 100% stellar. When I call them on the phone, they speak English, thank God. I had a couple guys come over the house to change a box. Great, in snowstorm, cold, so I'm not really complaining about that. It's just the costs keep rising. And in the past, AdSense revenue covered the cost of the channel, and that was cool with that, as long as it covered the cost of the channel. But now it's actually been costing me money to keep these shows going and keep the content going. That's just the nature of the business, and of course in a pandemic it doesn't really help. The one thing I wanted to say about what's been going on, certain workers in this economy, like the entertainment business, that my dad has been involved in and is still involved in, although not as much now. But workers like ourselves, and I've been helping him, trying to promote his movie, his tunes and all that. Independent, I guess they call them gig workers. Independent workers like us, when revenue drops, you can't just walk into an unemployment office and file a claim for the potential loss of thousands or millions of dollars. It doesn't work that way. So that's why when you watch the news of the ripple effect of the economy, it's not just the entertainment business. It's the marketing business, the publicist business, the hotel business, the vendors business, the musicians. It just goes on, and who knows how many billions of dollars have been lost. AMC theaters here in town, they have permanently shut down the theater here. So we have now zero theater. I mean nothing, nada. But AMC Movie Company, I think that they just got a loan, like almost, I think, a $900 billion loan, almost $1 trillion loan to keep the business afloat and to pay the employees, which is great. That lifeline will help them probably through this year, and they will reopen. People will go back to the movies. I will go back to the movies. Maybe not now or this year, but we will. But for certain workers like my dad, there's no such lifeline. You basically get the old meatballs, as it were, and that's what's going on. So if you guys would like to contribute to cover the hard costs of the channel, the Patreon and PayPal page is still up there. You can buy some songs from my dad on Bandcamp. Again, all of that goes back into the channel. My dad has been sending me some of his original tunes from Italy, and it goes straight into my PayPal account to help cover the costs. But at some point, again, I won't make the decision this month. I'll have to make a decision as to what to do, because the costs keep rising, and the budget has not been balanced for this particular channel. And that's just the way it is, Let me go back to the comments here. I'll stick around a little bit longer. I need to shower and get moving. I'm taking my mom for her second COVID shot here in a couple hours. Hopefully things will go well. Let's see. Tim says, you put Neverwhere in an old HP laptop a couple of years ago. It is still working just fine with no problems. Nice. Awesome. Let's see. Thank you, Tim. You've been following the channel since 2014. Rudy says, South Africa is a popular tourist destination. The hospitality industry is bleeding. Yes, hotels, absolutely. Like I said, who knows how many billions have been lost. They're saying this is the worst economy since the Great Depression. I don't know. I wasn't around it. I've read about it, but that's pretty bad. For certain workers, it really hasn't had an effect. I have a next door friend of mine, a neighbor who works at the power station. Well, with more and more people staying home like me, using more electricity, yeah, his job is safe. His wife is a nurse. So, for certain workers, really the pandemic has been more of a plus, if I can dare say that, but for many others it has not, so yeah, if you're looking to get into the entertainment business, don't do it now. That's for sure. Maybe wait a couple years. Anyway. All right, I'll stick around a few minutes longer. If there's any more comments or anybody wants to ask a question, if there's anything I missed, please do. Again, I'll have links to what we talked about below in the show notes. If you want to contact me, just post a comment or just send me an email. You can send an email to totalos@gmail.com. and we'll go from there. If you want to sponsor a live show or make a contribution to the channel, probably the best way is PayPal. I have the Patreon page, but Patreon has been around 8 years and they have yet to make a profit. So I don't know what's up with that, but the Patreon page is still up there. It's patreon.com/TOS today. Then PayPal, I believe, is paypal.me/TOS today. Something like that. Neverware is an OS you can download and make a Chromium book out of it on a spare computer. Yes, I've never used Neverware. I've never had to use Neverware. And I think then Steve download it and try it. And he says it worked out okay for him. The one thing about Chromebooks, they are stellar machines. They just have not been, there's just enough software out there for content creation like what we are doing here. The machines are capable of it, but we're still waiting for, video editor. I believe just now they have a beta native screen recorder, and software like that. It's not there. It's coming, but that's why I don't use Chromebook every day. As an auxiliary machine, it's fine. If you want to jump on the web, watch this channel, play music, Google Docs, it's perfectly fine. And look, I don't know of any other machine that gives you 12-hour battery life, no bugs, 100% secure, as least as 100% as possible, for less than $300. I haven't found it. So thank you, Chromebooks. Many choices out there. So yeah, and those machines, if you buy a new machine, Chromebook, I believe you're going to get at least 6.5 years of support from Google for security updates, if not more. It used to be 5, but now it's 6.5 years. And really, if you spend a few $100 on a machine, they can get at least 7 years of support. That's not bad. I don't think you get that many years of support on a Mac, do you? After spending thousands of dollars? I don't know. I don't have a Mac, so you guys tell me. Commodore fan says for basic machines, well, yeah, Chromebooks start as basic, and then go up to, I believe, up to $1,000 for the Pixelbook, if I'm not mistaken. For lots of users, Chromium OS is great to revive an old laptop or desktop. Yes, I would say so. Absolutely. I think I have another year or two supporting my Chromebook, and I may download the Neverware on it just to try it, just out of curiosity, or I may just, wipe it and just donate it. I bet Apple isn't too happy. What? Chromebooks surpassed Mac sales? Times they are a-changing, right? I just ran out of orange juice. Oh no! Anyway, Commodore says you have a 13-inch mid-2012 MacBook Pro. Last major update was Catalina, with the still getting security patches. Really? It's that old? You're still getting security patches? Okay. The last update was Catalina. Wasn't that like 5 years ago? Yeah. Yeah, there's no question that MacBooks can last a relatively long time. It was free from the recycle center. That's what you do with MacBook Pros. After you spend $2,000, keep them a few years and just toss them in the recycle center. Bada boom. It works great. Neverware Cloud Ready. That's it. Neverware Cloud Ready. All right, let's give this a 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, then we'll wrap it up. Again, if you missed any of this, you can replay it. So, I don't know, maybe we'll do a special live show for my birthday this month. We'll see. I actually need to call Comcast to see if I can cut a deal. Respect the toss, respect the toss to their family, We'll cut a deal, yeah. Catalina was the last before Big Sur OS X11. Okay, all right. Rudy owns a Mac. It is a vintage Power Mac. Wow, 2003. Yeah. Running on Linux. Can't watch a video, bro, but it is fast and useful for daily tasks. Wow, it's still running from 2003. That's pretty cool, man. MacBook will get patches till 2022. Very good, Commodore 64. Commodore Fan 64. Okay, I do need to start my day and take care of Mama, so let's see. Shall I leave you guys with a quick joke? Yeah, I got ketchup caught in my eyes, so now I have Heinz sight. But a boom. I can't. Oh, you gotta laugh. You know, if you don't laugh, we'll all go crazy, right? Our friend Slim Man, singer Slim Man, told a funny joke a couple weeks ago. He says he goes into his bar where a friend's, it's a joke. He goes into a friend's bar. It's called Dick's Halfway In. He's talking to a friend, and his friend smiles. He says, "Why are you smiling, buddy?" "Oh, I just got the COVID vaccine. It's an Italian COVID vaccine." "An Italian COVID vaccine?" "Yeah, it's an Italian COVID vaccine, but it's a suppository." Wait. An Italian COVID vaccine that's a suppository. "I've never heard of it." And the guy says, "Yes, it's an Italian vaccine. It's called Innuendo." I thought it was clever. What can I say? When you're bored, you laugh just about anything. Hey, innuendo vaccine. You put it innuendo. Get it, Italian. Anyway. Hey, what do you want for free jokes? Okay. Oh man, you can tell I'm a New York Italian, right? Bada boom. All right, my friends. Be safe out there. I hope you are all well. Be well. Stay warm if you live in a cold climate, and hopefully I'll catch you guys soon. So for now, I'll just say arrivederci. Cheers.